the Odyssey backlash is stupid. Let me explain. So the same people who have a problem with the Odyssey, pretending that they're completely not political and unbiased people, like Troy. And I'm like, the problems with the Odyssey exist in Troy. It's just that the mask is on. So if your issue is that they don't have Greeks in it, you know who didn't have Greeks in it? Troy. Your issue is, one, they're wrong about Ellie Page. Ellie Page is playing Sinon, some other character, who looks like the role of character is to be captured. So the body weight being, skinny could actually work, emaciated, starving. But how many Greeks are blonde, blue-eyed white men? So you have no problem with this white guy playing a Greek. Why not? But then you have a problem with anyone else playing a Greek? I find that very telling. You have no problem with Brian Cox playing a Greek, but you have a problem with the casting of this movie. You're perfectly fine with whites playing Greeks, but anybody else playing Greeks is a problem. I'm like, a black playing a Greek is just as wrong, historically, as a white playing a Greek. But you have the problem with the whites play the Greeks. Why not? Mask. Also, these are people who never existed, going to places that don't exist, with events that never happened, from an author that wasn't real. The idea that this has to be historically accurate, is silly. It's also, they're like, it's one of those popular things that, stories of all time, but there's been a bunch of adaptations of it. You think you're not going to get another Odyssey adaptation of it? Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is an Odyssey adaptation, where it's historically inaccurate, and you don't have a problem with that. Why do you have a problem with how not close to the story that is? It's an adaptation. It's inspired by. Did Christopher Nolan ever say, I'm going to make the most historically accurate myth of all time? No, he never said that. He's making his version of it. There are plenty of versions of it. The Coens made their version of it. People make their version of it. It also doesn't matter. It's a fucking movie. It's a story in a movie. It's entirely fictional. It's not like it's a documentary. This is why I find this thing is just literally creating problems out of thin air. Brought to you by the people who pretend they're tough, saying the progressives have paper-thin skin. Here comes people with paper-thin skin continuously figuring out ways to have problems with everything. So I'm like, I don't understand how you think you're tough when you invent problems. How are you tough? Even if you are triggered, if this is a real problem, you need to go touch grass if this is a real problem for you. I'm like, how does this show that you're tough? You can't handle the casting of a movie, and it's the other people who have the paper-thin skin? It's a movie. It's not real. This isn't happening to you. You also don't have to see it. They're like, audiences are going to vote with their wallet. So vote with your wallet. Don't see it. You're not an airplane. You don't have to announce your departure. You can just not see it. And they act like they're threatening Nolan. Like he's like, oh no, I'm not going to have your $10. Oh no, Christopher Nolan. Oh geez, I haven't had a million successes. I'm going to be financially bankrupt if this movie doesn't do well. He's destroyed. He's done for. That's everything they talk about is an extremes. Oh, Christopher Nolan's done. He's doomed. I'm like, he's rich. He's a millionaire. He'll be fine. I guarantee you, he's not crying on his hands and knees right now, begging audiences to see the movie. He's fine. I'm sure. I doubt he's even reading up on the drama. He's probably hyped that the movie's gonna come out. When it comes out, people are gonna like it or people are gonna hate it, and he's not gonna give a fuck at all because he's not there on his phone reading it because he doesn't even own a phone. So yeah, moral of the story: this is the most manufactured drama brought to you by the biggest babies that have ever existed. These chuds, these anti-woke chuds who just are desperate to have problems, and they pretend everybody else is the one with the paper-thin skin. I'm like, you are literally the definition of a paper man. Like, subscribe.